Hi third graders, today I have a math lesson for you and we are going to be looking at page 231 in your math packet today. It's called Multiplying by Multiples of 10. So our learning target is I can multiply by 10, okay? So looking at some of these problems, so the first one is 10 times 3. So you will count by tens 3 times to get your answer for that one, and then you'll write it under the line. And then these next ones, we're multiplying by multiples of 10. And so I'm going to teach you about the associative property of multiplication, like I did in another video. So we're going to go over that again to see how we can multiply by multiples of 10, okay? So, looking at this first problem, we have 60 times 8. And I broke this equation down to show you the associative property of multiplication. So 60 times 8 is the same as 10 times 6 times 8. And again, 10 times 6 times 8. The only difference between these two equations is the parentheses are around different parts. So when you see parentheses, that tells you what operation to do first. So on this side, we would multiply 10 times 6 first, which would get me 60, and then I'd multiply 60 times 8, which is what we had up here. But instead of counting 60 by 60s 8 times, I'm going to use this equation. So 10 times 6 times 8. So I'm going to multiply 6 times 8 first, and then multiply that number by 10. So I can count by 8s 6 times, or by 6s 8 times. So if I count by 8s 6 times, I get 8, 16, 24, 32, 40, 48. Okay, so 6 times 8 is 48. And then I'm going to multiply that by 10 because I haven't done that part yet. So now I have 10 times 48. Now I can count by 10s 48 times, or it's the same as taking the 48, removing the place value when we multiply by 10. So now I have 48, and we're going to add in a 0 at the end as a placeholder by multiplying by 10. So now my answer becomes 480. Okay. So now I want to show you it again using a different equation. So 70 times 3. Again, I broke down the equation. So 70 is 10 times 7 times 3. And again, 10 times 7 times 3. So this way, the first thing you would do is 10 times 7, which would get you 70, and then multiply that by 3, which would be counting by 73 times. But an easier way to look at that is to do 7 times 3 first. So 7, 14, 21. And then I multiply the 21 by 10, because we didn't touch that part. So 10 times 21. And again, I'm going to take my 21, and when I multiply it by 10, I add my 0 at the end to become a placeholder, because when we multiply by 10, everything is shifting over in place value, okay? So that's why they call it adding a 0 at the end when we're multiplying by 10, okay? So let me show you what that looks like on your math worksheet. So on this one, 70 times 3. So basically what you're doing is you're multiplying diagonally. So I did the 7 times 3 first, which got me 21, but it's not asking what 7 times 3 equals. It's asking what 70 times 3 equals. So once I do my 7 times 3, I still have to multiply it by 10 to get the 70 part. So then I have 21 times 10, And that's how I got 210 for my answer on this one. And then at the other one that I did was this one, 60 times 8. So again, multiply diagonally. 6 times 8, which got me 48. And then again, it's asking what 60 times 8 is. So I need to multiply by 10. And then 48 times 10 got me 480, because you put that 0 on the end for a placeholder. Okay? And then let's look at these couple problems up here. So now it's asking 100 times 3. And so you're going to count by 100s 3 times. So 100, 200, 300. So then that's how you solve these ones. And then they get into the thousands. Again, add 1,000 3 times, and you'll get your answer. And then 10,000, what happens when you multiply that 3 times? And then 100,000. You have to add 100,000 3 times. Okay, kiddos? So this worksheet is all about multiplying by multiples of 10. Alrighty, good luck.